We're back for Red Hot, as we've moved. You'd seen the last episode. Got fed up with Red Bull's misguided favoritism, so I was basically just like, fine, if you like him so much, just keep him there. I have no interest in your moral nonsense. Gonna move from that now already and get into qualifying for Barcelona. Mercedes is behind McLaren and Ferrari, as well as Red Bull, obviously. But I think if I drive well enough, this car can probably still win a race.
Circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia, for what's bound to be a really hectic qualifying, as the teams compete to set the best lap times.
Considering, you know, the whole thing of now I have Kadeem as a teammate. Huh. Weird. Well, at least it wasn't my problem. Those things are supposed to last 6 races, and they exhausted theirs after probably 3, somehow. I also like how all of these onboard, like all of these data computers, they all have Monaco on them.
The track is pretty quiet at the moment. Perhaps we should get out there and get a few laps in.
I should also probably put the setup in my car. That would have been a problem. I've literally never driven a Mercedes in career mode, so this is certainly different. Going to give that car up there a bit of space. Not too much though, because there's also a racing point there. See how many times I'm going to clip that inside curve just there in turn 2. Which is like pretty much an instant spin if you're putting any amount of steering angle on the car when you hit it. That was late. Well, it's not been my best work, but at the same time, that's about where Mercedes expects me to be. I still beat Kadeem, so... Man, that demolished that tire. Oh my god.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:18.9.
I know, I just did it. What the heck? Alright, well, the Renault there... That's not a Renault, that's a Haas car. Taylor's one thing. Where did Sayori come from just there? I would say I still need to gain about half a second to be comfortable with where I am. It's speed up time very briefly. And, do it again. I do believe the contract goal says 8th. I got my buttons confused.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Oh, am I? Oh, flashing back made Vert run a slower lap. What? I was in P9 before, and now it's back to 8. I control the speed at which cars qualify. This time it's actually turn in for turn 9. Yeah, I would certainly say that's an improvement. Yeah, no, wrong R. There's like 3 R's in a row and it's really confusing. Restart, race director, return to garage. And then just above that there's instant replay. Oh, I don't have much time here. I'm surprised I don't hear any in the background. Because that means that some other AI is leaving the garage. It would play the same noise if I just drove out, but I hit flying lap because I'm trying to make the video not an hour long, because that's kind of the recording time limit I have here. When I do Season 3, which will probably actually be on F1 2020, I'll probably be doing one shot, just because it saves a bit of time in the video. Now it's just flash back if I make an error. Well, the Red Bulls are faster than me, but that's kind of to be expected. Kadeem just got up to 4th. And this lap so far hasn't had the best beginning. But then again, I think at the timing that I think I've beaten him anyway. He's not gonna be able to get another lap to try and go faster than me. That's not great. I did not want 7th, and it nearly killed me as a result. Oh, you are not fast, Bubbles. And that just absolutely yeeted my lap.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Yeah, but okay, Jeff, but this is the end of the session. So that really doesn't matter. God darn it. Bubbles ruin everything. Isn't the session supposed to be over?
Qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Verstappen, Bottas, and Lando Norris. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Well, I think I did what Mercedes asked. I beat Kadim, so I don't really think they can have many complaints. So Tyler, Neatery, front row, and then Kurt Wilde, Ramo, me, Kadim, Sayori. I'm not sure how Sayori beat not only a McLaren, but also a Ferrari. Or rather, I'm not sure how Amy was so slow. And the Red Bulls were the only cars in 17th.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race? Are you missing your old team?
Rep with Red Bull decreased, not a...
Great. Well, that's everything.
You would think that would still raise Mercedes' reputation, but it doesn't. I think that line purely exists either to say the wrong answer and catch you out not knowing what each of those options do, or it exists for, like, people like Arva to just, like, create storylines that aren't actually there. Which, considering that's entirely what the series is, you know, Tyler's not actually driving that Red Bull, that's Verstappen. That's Verstappen. Instead of Max Verstappen, that's Verstappen. Anyway, what's funny is the rep didn't go down. It stayed exactly where it was before.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying.
Yeah, the goals say 8th. And as you can see, this is a lot of upgrades. I think I probably did all these on screen before, but yeah. Pretty much all of it is supposed to go in at Monaco. Except for the power, which is coming in at Canada, where it's gonna be much more helpful anyway. Doesn't really help us much to have more horsepower at Monaco, because it's Monaco. I'm going to be destroying myself with all of the downforce I have to run anyway, so... just get to the race and hope that maybe I don't get destroyed on the start for once. That would be nice, but who am I kidding? And of course the ever-existing problem with Spain is passing is a, well, pain. Spain is pain.
Good afternoon from a very familiar setting. It's race day here in Spain, and with everything still to play for in the championship battle, there's no room for mistakes in a Grand Prix that's well known for creating them. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Vettel, Falcon, and Hamilton.
So it's, for the drivers that it'll actually affect me, effectively the same.
You qualified higher than we were expecting, so see if you can keep this position in the race.
I don't know if I need that much extra fuel. I would assume Mercedes have done something to improve the car's efficiency by now. Oh, that really does matter. Okay. Yeah, Kadim, I am there. Oh, alright. Rip me. Brake early! I know especially here that... Hi, Suwako, how are you? Good lord. I was like, why is my car not turning? Oh, red arrow. That's a problem. I'm not being allowed to go where I'm trying to. As it looks like a conga line going through the second sector. Not very much I can do to pass up until maybe turn 10. That requires me to actually get through this corner well, which I'm not always good at doing. case in point, I just totally missed. That was not great either. Oh! Yeah, I'm never going to be able to do passing there. I'm going to have to get better runs to the third sector and just get it down the front straightaway. Did Remy just make a mistake there? I didn't know the AI really did things like that. I didn't though. Also, that's like a normal thing you do on the first lap, Jeff. Like you're supposed to do that pretty much. Well, first lap in typical Spain fashion, things have totally stagnated so far. Kadeem is there if I do something stupid, and I'm here if Rainbow does something stupid, or somebody else for that matter, but they're AI, so probably not. Okay, that time I just chickened out. I'm like assuming the car is going to kill itself at that corner, and I'm just like, let me just not turn in. And then this time it doesn't kill itself, so I do it for it instead and just run into the sand. Oh, it's an improvement. This time it was the exit that was the problem. We need DRS to start shaking things up, because otherwise this isn't going to get us anywhere. I mean, pit strategy might do something, but it's not going to do much. There's also absolutely not a guarantee that that's actually going to change anything at all, so... But, well, assuming I can get through turn 9 correctly for once, DRS will await me. But that's kind of an if. I'm fine with it when I'm not following somebody, but I'm following 3 cars right now, so... I'm basically an F2 vehicle when I'm going through that turn, because of all the downforce I'm losing from following people. I got it. It's going to accomplish nothing, but I have it. Yeah, who am I kidding? Even if we do have DRS, it's not going to do anything because so does everybody else. I mean, it'll shuffle things up ahead, but it's not going to help me very much. As you can see, Nidori just took her wild back for her original starting grid spot. Also, Suwako is past Kadeem, so... What the heck? Oh, that was terrible. No, not that soon. My god, it feels like I don't have a front wing on this thing, but I absolutely do.
In this lap, push now.
Raymond's probably sitting there like, please don't screw this up. They are still too wide, but I think Nidori's about to close it out here. I think. I hope. She still hasn't. Now she will. No, she won't. Okay, she's actually going to lose that. They went too wide for 8 consecutive corners, and that's how that went out. Well, it certainly helped me stick with Reimu. I'm now a cow.
Remember,
Yeah, I'm there.
keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Another viewer going in? Alright. This does mean traffic, which, depending on who it is, could either mean very little or it could literally, like, terminate my race.
Go now.
Maybe it won't mean traffic. Also, oh my god, that Williams is dead. And of course I'm gonna get stuck behind it. If you had just been competent and stuck with your group of cars in front of you...
Last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
God darn it, Bubbles! You ruined everything! Oh my lord. Goodbye.
Lewis is in for a stop.
Okay. Surprised the game didn't try and debate me with hard tires just now. Perfectly honest. Well, net gain on my teammate, and he had a net gain on Suako as well. I guess probably just because he probably passed her on track, not from the pit stops. They pit at the same time. So odds are that didn't actually change in the pits.
The car ahead has come in to fit the mediums. Car ahead, now running medium tires.
Actually, literally anybody else would want to actually win the race. You know, this is definitely a gain though, because I was definitely not this close to Tyler before. He was getting the pole away from second, third, and fourth. And now I'm like 2 seconds back. Almost 3, and it'll probably be 3 by the end of the lap, but... especially when I do that. I have passed Kurt Wilde and now right behind Nittery. Okay. Didn't think I'd be getting that close there.
Okay, currently 2 places above our objective, 2 places ahead of our objective. Good job, Cap. The teammate behind is 2.4 seconds.
Raymu is on hard, so that's her done in. There's some vehicles ahead of me that have just not hit and therefore technically aren't. Such as a Renault, and I assume Amy as well. It has to be Amy because Raymu's there. Tactics! Not enough tactics! If I mess the chicane up though, I should be in a solid spot to get her. Oh, she's also on hards. I have messed the chicane up. There's still a chance, I think, though. Oh, yeah. I mean, go ahead. That's not gonna really matter. Yeah, Sonic was supposed to have hit by now. He started on those mediums, obviously, so... I just realized I'm now going to be attacked by her, and Raymu is also out. I'm just missing corners. Missing all of the corners.
Caution, the safety car is out. Keep an eye on the Delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
Why exactly? No one's even over there.
Positive Delta.
Like, literally everyone has gotten past that car. Well, happy birthday, Sonic, that's for sure.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your Delta is negative.
Good
which
lord,
means you
what
are
the
too
fuck?
fast. Reduce your pace.
Why did I not just turn safety cars off? I don't know. I hate them in league races. I don't know why I left them on here.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing
Okay.
again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Of course, it's gonna be impossible for me to catch him lacking because he's an AI on a safety car restart. And he can't go until the safety car reaches the pits. Which you just did. Cold tires! I never have any problems with that corner online, by the way. It's just because this car is upgraded, it's like... career mode cars are very... That was way later this time. Also, DRS is also gone. Well, apparently Slipstream is very strong. Imagine if I had DRS right now, he would have been absolutely dead. I said it's like an instant spin if you hit it. Apparently it isn't. You just have to just be really cautious. Haha, Mercedes going for... And I just need to not miss turn 9, which now that I've said that, I probably will do precisely that. So I missed it even under safety car most of the time, so... I did not miss it. This is quite rare. That was early as shit.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Such a weird illusion I give myself when it's ERS charge, because if it's over 55, it's like, oh shit, I have a ton of ERS, I'm going to push. But then if I get below like 46, I'm like, good lord, I'm almost gone. There's like that one gray area where I always use it. They're not where I always use it, where I never use it.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Now DRS is there, and I need to have the best sector 1 of my life. There it is. That's exactly not how to do that. That's exactly how to not have the best sector 1 of your life. Just immediately spin after saying that. I almost did it again. Well, the tires probably just hated that, but I didn't care about the tires. They're mediums and they're gonna go in 9 laps. They're gonna go their medium laps fine. They didn't wear much under the safety car period because it's a safety car, so. You know, DRS is about to become a problem. Not a very big one though, apparently.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Too much. Yeah, now it's a problem.
Turn the engine down.
Jeff, do you not see what is currently happening? How'd I defend that? I used Tyler defense on Tyler. That's just ironic. I was doing a base cam, but through that section I was literally making like the Eurobeat intensify space. Which is kind of like a weird thing though with the GUR mode cars once you've gotten through like a couple of seasons. The suspension and like the way the chassis are redesigned as you upgrade them makes the cars faster but also more susceptible to beating loose. Also, as you progress through the seasons, you can start to take downforce off because the car generates more on its own, and just kind of a weird balancing act.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Jeff, we're about to start the final lap of the race. I don't.
This is your final lap of the race.
Denied. For now. Rejected!
Great drive. We did it. Good job.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it's down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Kurt Wilde gets a podium. It's literally just like both of my teammates on the podium behind me. It's kind of ironic.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Vulcan increases their championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to check out the constructors'
So he goes up 4 spots.
Red Bull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. Well, that was certainly an incredible
A
weekend
strong
racing.
performance of
Be sure to join
9th.
myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
I think there's a pretty definitive top 4 here. Good lord. Oh, so the points I scored under Red Bull stay with Red Bull, but go with me. It's kind of weird. Also, the lap that I set was exactly 1,000th slower than the best lap that Kurt Wild had.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win? Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they? You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Appreciate your time.
Let's see if it could ever actually even happen. It doesn't seem like the game's, like, acknowledging that. Come qualifying, I'll have won that rivalry. As long as I complete it. Oh, they really enjoyed that. Oh my god.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
No, Emma, you don't get to speak. Let's see how many of those minor upgrades fail. I think just by like odd like rule of averages, I'm sure at least one of the 5 upgrades I just made had to miss. But they're all minors though, so it's like yeah, exactly 1, 2. Wow, that is even. They're all tied. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. Our arrow should be close to top of the grid now. Yep, barely, but it is. And this is probably why max efficiency and well, I also just had like failure chance reduced 3%. So what's the odds of this failing? 5%. That's a 5% chance to miss. This would have a, well, that's because I already made it. This would have, okay, that's a lot more. And this should be like, what, 12? 14. But yeah, so arrow is like, if arrow ever misses, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
I recommend you go for something like this.
What does this do? Okay, that makes it more powerful. That's a big one I want to get pretty fast. And I also want, might be somewhere around here. More, that's a lot of wing flaps. Okay, no. There's one that makes the, as you can, get back out to the screen. There are 2 upgrades that affect the DRS, and I think they both just, like, make the thing wider. Therefore, or like therefore meaning like those that upgrade will make DRS more effective. I could still fail again. I think we need a not efficiency. We need this. There's a very clear divide in these teams. Oh my god. If both those upgrades work, we're going to have the best engine, and then we're also going to have the best aero. Chassis is going to kind of suffer though, because even if those go in, we'll only be just ahead of McLaren. That's the wrong button. But yeah, so 2 upgrades going for Canada. I need to start kissing the behind of our engine department to make sure it doesn't screw up.